As record. Oh, there you
Our
go.
It is
Iceland.
now.
We had a great time. Barry has wonderful things to show you, as do we.
Okay.
So I'm going to just start it, open it up, and pass it over to Barry.
No,
No, we're
No,
going to pass it over to Carrie.
it's actually to me. So
okay.
I'm modeling our latest cruise fashion wear. Just kidding. So, one of the big things that everybody's doing are these really little scarves of every kind, whether they're long or triangular. And so this is one I did. Oh God, it took no time at all. Let's see if I can get closer.
There we go.
It's really small, but it's out of cashmere
Mm.
and
Wow.
glamour. So this is my next one. Fontel and I are going on a trip in a week, and I'm going to do this colorway. So it was two balls of
Pretty.
cashmere and two of glamour, or you can just do it out of the cashmere. It's really soft, has a little picot edge,
Yeah, but that edge is darling.
and it's as small as it is. And I did an Icelandic bind off on
Yes.
this, so it's super stretchy. It was part of one of our little classes, but it goes under a jacket, or it really is fine, not with the jacket on it, but it's really cute under a jacket and it stays in place. So it's my little treat to all of you. It's
And
really
it can be
done
made
garter
bigger.
stitch on like a 7 needle
Yes.
garter stitch, so it's a quickie.
And if Carrie, if anyone wants to
Okay.
make it bigger, it can be made bigger.
Oh, it can be definitely, you can
Absolutely.
make it as big as you want. So I just did a little quick thing, but this next one is going to be bigger because I want it
Okay.
just a
And
little bit.
I think you may need to make it that they can see my screen, but
I'm going
or
to.
share. We're going to be share fans. All right. So here's another. I pulled some color combinations that I've just fallen in love with. So here's
Pretty.
a purple. And the neat thing about the glamour is it has a baby paillette in it. So it's not overwhelming. It's just enough of a sparkle for the
Yeah.
eye to see it when it hits the light. And then a gold
That's
version.
pretty. Oh, that's nice.
But there's no end to the colors. I mean, there are reds and there are creams, and there's just no end to it. So whether you're doing just the cashmere or you're adding the glamour, the colorways are endless, truly endless.
Right.
And
And
you'll
there is an
find,
order form at the end that Fontel, you want to tell them where the
yeah.
order form is going to be? Sorry about that.
So the color combinations are all listed on the website. How do you get there? You go there, you go to our website, greatyarns.com. On the home page, you'll see a top listing. It says yarns, patterns, and at the end it says presentations. Click on presentations. The first one listed will be today's Trendsetter Zoom. Click on that, and all the things that you're seeing today will be there. So the scarf that Carrie just showed you is going to be there, and color options, a price, etc. So that's how you find them.
And we'll remind you as we go on. So I'm going to jump to the next one. Um, the last couple of years, things have been more basic, more, yarn that doesn't have a lot of texture to it, lots of color and lots of hand dye. What we're starting to see is that they're bringing texture back. And for me, it's the best part of knitting. I say I like to keep things simple. I'm an idiot knitter. Stockinette is fine as long as the yarn has lots of fun and life to it. So this is one of the new yarns, and it's called Basta Mista. And you can see there's just a very light fur that creates an aura to it, but it doesn't add thickness. And this is just a really classic jacket. If you have to have your fronts matching, don't. Okay, get past that. It doesn't work on this yarn. There's no designated stripe in this. So no matter how you try, it won't happen. So that's the fronts. It could be made short sleeve. It would make a great vest. So if you don't like sleeves or you live in an area that you don't need sleeves, and that's the back. So you can just see how beautiful and intense the colors are, but there's always just that little layer, the little aura that sits on top of it. When we had this on the ship, a couple people were looking at it, and you could see that they were interested, but they didn't know what to do. We had them try it on. The first person's going, oh my God, I've never felt anything so soft in my entire life. And one by one, everyone put it on and tried to find their color combination.
Yeah.
So A lot of times we worry that when we see a little lash to it, that it's going to be stiff or prickly. Not in the least. It's just a very classic, wonderful yarn with a halo to it. And there are lots of colors.
Yep, we have the same ones.
But here's
that blue is mine.
two more. So this is called Basta Mista. They also do solids. So if you like, the yarn, but you don't want multicolors because you want your fronts to match, then you can always do solid. And Carrie's got the solid one right there for you.
I've been working with this a lot, and some years and years ago, right, we had a lot of these soft yarns, and I find that every time I look at something from Italy or Germany, that all this softness has come back in the last couple of years. I've even seen, again, little flowers on string and things to knit with. So this is really very fashion forward. This yarn is super, super, super soft. I've been crocheting with this. I have something I'm going to show you a little later on, but there's big range of solid colors and a big range of multicolors. And I, for one, am in love with this. So, yeah.
All right, now we're going to jump back to Carrie Ann Fontel, and Fontel's going to be our model for the next garment.
This one.
So Fontel's wearing Colorissimo. It's a yarn from Lana Grossa. I think all of you have knit with it or seen it at some point in your lives, but it changes colors all on its own, and there's no definite stripe to it. We wanted something oversized. I didn't want it all in stockinette, so there's a beautiful fishtail lace along the bottom border. But the part that's the most interesting is on the side. So you get to decide how much opening you want. So if you're on a cruise and you're wearing something on a formal night, but you want something over your shoulders, you just tack it a little bit, and then you pick up and do the cuff, and the whole side remains open. If you're somebody who doesn't want to show any of your side, or you just want to wear a bra or something underneath it, then you sew up as much as you want or you need. But the movement on it when you walk is absolutely what's beautiful. You can see the rippling along the bottom of the sweater. And if you're somebody who likes to be a ballerina and just twirl, then that you can really see. So you don't have to make it as big. What Fontel is wearing is the medium. Okay, but my intention was for it to be a little more oversized. And as far as colors are concerned, they're endless. So here's a few of them that I've pulled, and you're going to see others that we've used in other projects.
Let me go.
Oh, wow.
So every color has lots of shades in it. So you
Yeah.
can see it on the side, but you don't get to see everything until you go into the middle.
What is the name of the pattern?
What did we call it? It's called Colorissimo Wide Eye.
Yep.
None of them have formal numbers yet because you're getting to see them before we've even photographed them. I did everything just in time for the cruise, Barry the procrastinator. So they haven't been photographed, but all the patterns are written and done, and they've been proofed.
So Barry.
Yes, ma'am.
Just for future.
Yes.
Wide bottom shouldn't be together. Ever. Wide eyelet bottom. Well, wide eyelet bottom. I'm just saying. I know it.
Okay.
Okay.
We can just do it as a wide pullover, but then same thing. I mean, wide is wide. There's figure out another word for that.
Okay.
Queen.
It takes 3 or 4 balls.
Yeah. All right. The next one comes back to me.
Oh, I saw
I
that
always
one.
love to play with slip stitching and short rows. And this is all 100% garter stitch.
Oh.
And it's called sliding stairs. So you're working 2-row stripes in this area. And after you've worked a certain amount and you've created that side gusset edge, you work short rows in here. So that's what makes it look like it's sliding. Otherwise, it's perfectly straight. And we just use German short rows as we always do. Very, very easy. I tried doing them a bunch of different ways so you can see that there are different versions of German short rows throughout mine. In fact, here, I'll just show it because you're going to see it at some point. But I did them in the middle instead of along the bottom border. And I noticed it too late. I was not going to change it. It's a good size. It's also a scarf I would wear. Maybe not these colors, but I would wear a scarf done
Wait.
in this stitch pattern, if I could put it on properly. And depending on how you wear it, this can come together. So if you wanted it buttoned, you could put a couple of buttons here, and then they mirror image each other all the way down. They can also be wrapped up and over. I've had people ask me, can we do anything else? What if we want it wider? Definitely can be wider, but I would do multiples of these. I wouldn't make the individual piece any wider. You can do 3 of them or 2 of them for a wrap, 3 for a bigger wrap, and probably 5 or 6 for a blanket. I've just started a blanket out of it. And what I'm doing is every one of them is a different colorway.
Wow.
So if you're indecisive or you just want to play with lots of colors because you can't decide which one's your favorite, it works really well in here. All right. And now we go to Carrie. Carrie's crochet.
Okay, here she is.
You're so organized.
Well, it's the run. Let me see. Hold on. Okay.
Ooh.
So I meant it when I
Wow.
said I have fallen in love really again with the fuzzies, the sparklies, and crochet. So I was on a trip with my husband back in the spring and took this as something new for me to do because I hadn't crocheted in literally since 1982, I think. 1980. And of course, this is the simplest of crochet because they're all doubles. It really is, as Barry would say, all the yarns, which are absolutely beautiful. So we have put some color kits together. This is a really long one. I did another color, which has some green. It's hard to see it in this light, but it's
It
really
looks like black.
gray and black, and there's a little bit of dark green. But this has been so much fun. It is quick, it is easy. You can make one of these in a couple of days.
It's
And
not
we
a
did
typical crochet pattern, right, Carrie?
colorways, so it doesn't look as fun in these separate balls, but here's a blue, which is really pretty. This is really, I don't think that goes in there, it might, but beiges and cream, blacks, rusts.
Love that one.
Yeah. I have an olive that's really pretty. This is really pretty with the creams. And a green and black. Is that better?
There.
So, and I'm doing, just to kind of finish this up, I started a Ruana. It's going to be in these colors, so it'll be wide. It will hang down to about here and catch, you know, and come over. So I'm still working on it, but I'm doing it in these colors. So this is pretty fun. If you like any of these colors, I'm happy to show them again. We put them in a kit bag and send them off to you. Just let us know.
And most all of these are one ofs. We have 2 of the rust color, but the rest of the kits are one only. So if you like them, jump on them.
Well, we can make variation. Yeah.
You go over, don't want to do that.
What is Carrie, in yours, it looks like a large flashy. What yarn is that one?
So this is Cosmo, which is
Okay.
a yarn.
Yeah.
And it comes in a lot of beautiful colors. Here's copper.
Yeah. And the green is, that's beautiful.
Here's a
They're
pink.
all beautiful. Mhm.
It's all garter, Jen.
So in fact, Barry's going to show you a new yarn coming down the road here, one of his called Dots and Dashes. And it has a little bit of other color in it, but I'm getting ready to put
I don't know.
those
Ooh.
2 together, big needles in a really quick open scarf. So again, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
moving
Maria,
on.
back to
Okay.
you. Does anybody have
We
any
have
questions?
to try it to see.
That's what she's just showing, yeah.
Yep, and we've got some more other things that have Cosmo in it as we move down.
let's crochet, double crochet. You could do that one.
Yeah, I've got a knit version as well.
Okay.
Okay, so this
Okay.
was the main piece that we used. This is the one I designed specifically for the cruise and did everything else around it. It is all garter stitch, and it's black and it's cream. And on one side of it, you're doing double yarn overs that get dropped. And on the opposite side, it's just knit. So you get one that becomes tall and the next one comes short. And then the next color changes it. They go opposite. I did it so that it changes almost right in the middle, because if you want to make it a cardigan, it works out. If you try any other way where it's offside, it doesn't sit as proper. But it's actually 3 different yarns. So the base yarn is Diversa, which is a cotton and linen. And then in one of the colors, we've mixed it with Brillino, which is a chained metallic, a twisted chain. And then the other one is Diversa, which is the little baby sequin. And so when I move it closer, you can start to see that the cream has the sequin metallic. And then the black has Brillino. And both sides are the same.
Same.
And one sleeve is black and one sleeve is white. And we just threw a little touch of the border on there.
That's
And
cute.
everyone that did it picked a different color combination. I think there's probably 10 different color options on the paperwork that Fontel has for you. They're beautiful. And people got really far really fast. So, you know, they got halfway through one of the pieces. Some people got the whole piece done before the cruise was over. So it's a nice size needle. The yarns are beautiful to work with. If you are somebody, and I hate to say this out loud, but if you're somebody who does not like metallic, okay, shh, Barry did not say that. But if you don't wear metallic or like sequins, then you can still do the same sweater and just leave the sequins out. All right, so it's definitely an option. You may need a little more yarn, and you're going to be going down a needle size. So I think this is done on 6s or 7s. You're going to go down to probably a 5 or a 6.
This is what Berlino looks like. Little balls. It's very fine. It's very soft. 220 yards a ball. So it comes in tons and tons of colors. So
Yeah, we have our Berlino, we have our Glamour, and we have Cosmo. Yeah.
All right, and I put together another color combination that I personally love.
Oh my God. I love
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
So
yeah.
Diversa, so that's the base. And then there you have the sequence in a kiwi green. And there you have Berlino in a lavender or a purple. So that would be the combination. So eventually all of this will show, but that's the combination I went to.
Beautiful.
All right. Carrie showed you a ball of like a burgundy yarn that's coming up. It's a yarn called Dots and Dashes. It's a new yarn from Trendsetter for the season. And it's called Dots and Dashes because it's got a flat base, but it looks like little paint streaks that come up as dots and little dashes. And the yarn itself will show you why it's called Dots and Dashes. So you can see all the little streaks of color that are in there. And in playing with it, I like doing things that are A-line. So depending on how your body style is, I love that there's some little ripple in it, and that as you wear it, it hangs perfectly straight. So you can see the side seam is perfectly straight. It gives you the extra little ruffles in the front. So as you walk, it moves with you. It doesn't stick out like a bell. And you're going to do decreases as you go up. And then I picked another yarn called Cottonella, and it picks up all the shades of the dots and dashes. So all of these colors that you see on here become part of the stripes, the stripe of a multicolor. And that's the opposite side. And the two sides don't match. This got the greens, the blues, and the purples. And it's got turquoises, fuchsias, and a gray blue. And the same thing on the sleeves. And the answer is yes. This can be easily done into a cardigan as well. You just split it right down the front.
I like that.
So very, very wearable. And it's another one of those things. It's very light. Dots and dashes has some thickness to it. But when you touch it, I think it took 4. Let's be precise. It took 5 skeins of dots and dash. So Carrie's holding on one of the other colors, which is a white base with earthy. And I have the same one. So here's the white with all those colors. And that's the other color that I put with it.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to see each of these come up within all of the colors that dot down through the base. So I love it. I mean, I'm going to make another one because I fell in love with this when I pulled it yesterday. And knitting things twice, not something I do very often, but when I find a color that I love, yeah, it goes home with me. Or gets hidden in my office so no one here sees that I took it, but not that they get a choice in the matter. Anyway, just another color combination, nice needle size, and very, very, very fast.
That's pretty. It's super soft too, this yarn.
And
it's 54% extra fine alpaca. So it's really, really soft and spongy and lightweight. A lot of yardage.
Which is the alpaca?
It's the
dot and dash.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's that.
So when we plan things for the cruise, we have many classes and we try and figure out what's everyone going to fall in love with? Which piece is it going to be? It's almost like we need to put a little wager on it between the 3 of us. And we don't. Maybe we should in the future. You never know what we're going to do. But this was the number one piece. This is the piece almost everybody signed up for.
Beautiful.
Done in unicorn, which is a superwash wool. It's unspun, so it's twisted, but you don't see the strands. It's super soft. And it's done as a square. Let's see if I can do this. So you're casting on for the 4 boxes that are on the very bottom, and they're each worked in a different stitch pattern, but they're all the same stitch multiple. After you get to 6.5 inches in one of the colors, or in one of the boxes, that's your row count. And then you're going to change patterns, but they're always the same 4. They're just moving
Positions.
So you can see how they've moved. And it's always to the same number of rows.
What's the name of that pattern?
It is called Unicorn Poncho.
Easy.
Yeah, we try not to give them fancy names that we're never going to remember either. You go ahead and you do 2 pieces exactly the same, and you sew them together up to the final box. And you do the same thing on the other piece. And this becomes the neckline.
It's really
If you want it as a wrap and not as a poncho, you do the 2 pieces and you sew the seam together, where you cast on for 8 boxes. And then you come up, and when you bind off, your wrap is done and there's no sewing together at all.
The yarn is an Australian merino. It is really super soft. It has a slick kind of hand to it this way. It's a single ply, but it's spun to the point where, it doesn't split and it sticks together. You've probably seen other yarns like this where it really hangs nicely. It shows the stitches beautifully. It is an absolutely gorgeous yarn. Hand dyed. It's called unicorn.
What's it called?
Unicorn. Therefore, the unicorn poncho. Why are my cheeks so red? It looks like I'm drinking again.
Hope it was good. We want some. So here's a couple of other color combinations that you can see in unicorn. So even though it is hand dyed, and this is considered a single color, you're going to see shading, a little bit of dark and light in it. And every skein is completely different.
Mhm.
So the only other thing I want to mention about this, because we just need to be honest, is that the mill is in the process of changing the way they're spinning yarns and what they're doing. And so they've notified me that they haven't decided that they're moving on with Unicorn. So big sad tears for Barry. And I see Barbara's mouth open because she's knit with this as well. So on the paperwork that Fontel has for you, if you decide to order this, it takes 5 skeins, so it's a bag. We wrote on the website how many bags of a color we have. When it's out, it will be out until I hear from them next year, whether it's going to continue or not. So if you love the yarn, if this is something you love and you think you're going to want to do multiple things out of it, doesn't have to be the same poncho again, I say get it while you can. Because I also know that if they bring it back, the price will not be the same. The price will definitely be more. So it's a way to take care of it, to enjoy it, and to have it while you can. So again, it's Unicorn, and you will fall in love with this in your hand.
Yes, you can just love this. There's 215 yards to a skein, so a lot of yardage. It is.
Now the poncho takes 5 skeins, so it goes really far.
Yeah.
And on the cruise, this was I think 13-day cruise, 12-day cruise. One person finished the entire piece, and more than half of the other people got one of their 2 pieces done. So
Yeah.
it just becomes very, you have to jump into it. You just want to run with it when you're doing it. All right.
Does anybody have any questions before we go on? I think Lisa, you had a question on the short row scarf.
Yes, about how to do the gusset at the edges on the short row garter stitch scarf. It looked like little like triangular gussets.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's all written into the pattern,
mhm.
but that's what the side edge looks like.
I just
So it creates a triangle,
Mhm.
but it's all done with knit one and slip one.
Oh, okay. And the
Okay,
short
there's
rows are
nothing-
done.
The short rows are only in here, only in the triangle.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the rest of it with the stripes, we don't want to make things any more difficult than they can be. This is not difficult because it is garter, but you do have to keep track of where you are. And there's notes in the pattern that tell you how many stripes you need to have, how many stitch counts you need to have in each area. But a lot of fun to do.
Such
Okay.
a cool design, Barry. It really is.
All right, the next one. For all the love, success of accessories. This was done by a friend of mine. She's a great knitwear designer. Her name is Jan. And I sent her some pictures of stripes. I love striped things. So she started layering the pictures and moving them around. And this is what she came up with. Somebody just asked, can you make the unicorn poncho smaller? Yes, you can do 3 boxes instead of 4. I think each pattern is a multiple of 4 stitches, so you can use all 4 and just do fewer repeats on each of them, but keep it consistent. And if you need help with that, that's why I'm here. So you can buy the kit and then just send me a note or send Fontel a note and she passes it on to me. I'll make the changes that you need. So it's one of the privileges of being part of our little group. So in this piece, you do this part first. And it uses a yarn called Altamoda Cashmere Fine. It's a beautiful, beautiful chained wool. It's something we've had in the collection for about 12 years now. And it's the black. It knits everything. You can do t-shirts, you can do tops. We've used it for hats and for skirts. I know it's one of the most popular yarns that Fontel's had in her store from Lana Grossa. It's just a standby. And then in the white, we've used a yarn called Seta Suri. So for people who don't like mohair, this is brushed alpaca. And it gives you that same little loft. You can see across the top, a little bit of hair that stands out, but it's not prickly because it's not mohair. So you do the first piece. And when it's done, you pick up along the side and you work the opposite piece. And the stripe count changes on each of them. And it's just very elegant. So obviously not for me, but you can wear it, any way you want. Some people wear it over their shoulders. They try not to wear it inside out like I have it. Oh, I was not meant to be a model. But there you go. You get the idea. It can just sit over the shoulders. It sits nice in front. If you're wearing a cardigan, it'll fit nicely inside. You can pull it up. You can also put the point down one arm and bring the edges around. So it'll stay there, and you can do it the old-fashioned way, which people still love. Put the point down the back and wrap it around the neck. It weighs nothing. And in picking out color combinations, Carrie Fontaine and I spent probably a few hours looking at color options. And no matter what we did, we kept coming back to the fact that we loved the black that was in here. So we've made this really easy. Each of the colorways is with black. We just changed the set of Surrey and metallic. So what that means is I showed you the black and white. Here's the black Ultimoda Cashmere Fine. You can see the little bit of luster that it has to it. And then there's blue. So
That's
it's a really
beautiful.
beautiful denim powder blue, and they'll play beautifully off of the black. So no matter what you put with it, the black's always going to be a good option. And then another colorway. Oops. Red. And that's the sequence on the red. And again, if you're somebody who doesn't like metallic, doesn't like sequence, you can do it without. This is really like a strand of hair. It's very, very thin.
And the sequins are really tiny.
Yep. They sit down flat, so when you're wearing it, you're not going to feel any scratching to it. Just a very nice feel to it. And there's a bunch of color combinations that we put together for you, all of them with black. If you love this, but you don't want black, let us know. Okay, we are capable of doing most everything, but dyeing a separate color for you. So this comes in many, many colors. It could be done in navy. It could be done in charcoal gray if you don't like black, or you're at a place in life where working on black is not good for you. So talk to us and let us know, and we'll find a way to make it work. We are good about that. All right, a couple more. So everyone knows the saying, Murphy's Law, that it can come and strangle you. Well, a new yarn from Trendsetter is called Cameo. And this is Cameo knit. It's cotton and bamboo. So you can see that all of the colors have a little shade of white wrapped around it, and that's the bamboo, and the bamboo is used as a binder. And I wanted to do a scarf that uses one ball each of 3 colors. It's all done in zigzag, but they're not done separately and sewn together. They're done at the same time. So you want to make sure that you pick 3 separate colors that are all going to be individual. So I did this, loved it, and the mill promised to have it to us before the cruise, and they're first delivering it tomorrow. So they were kind enough to send us about 40 skeins that we had on the ship, but just in case, I took a new yarn from Lana Grossa and redid it. And this is called Gomitolo Alga, and it is 100% cotton, and it is space dyed. And again, I picked 3 very separate colors. You don't see any binder around it. And they each stand by themselves as 3 very different colors. And it's the same scarf, 1 ball each of 3 colors. So if you just need something to work on, Christmas is coming or holidays are coming, you want to make a gift, it's 3 skeins. I've also been asked, can I do this as a wrap? Do 4. I've also got this started as a blanket, and I took 1 ball each of 8 colors. And I'm doing the same thing, and I'm just using every color that's in the color line. So that way I didn't have to decide. You know, I feel bad if I leave a color out. You know, I'm playing favorites, and I don't want to do that. So I use them all, and it'll be the size of, you know, a lap throw, not a big, gigantic bed blanket. But it's the same idea. make sure the color that goes next to the next one doesn't match. You want them all to be separate. Super easy, really fun. And on the ship, a couple people decided that they liked both of the yarns and didn't want to have to decide. So they used both. And they started to mix and match. It's something that would be difficult for us to do for you right now because it's pre-packaged. But you could buy 2 kits. It's really not that expensive, and you could mix them yourselves and blend them. It would also make a great t-shirt. So it's plenty wide. It would make a great t-shirt. Can sew it together just up the side, make it a vest. But it's called 3 Arrow Scarf. And Carrie's holding up a skein of Cameo.
Yep. And I don't have the Olga. And just so you can see what it looks like all on its own, the colorways do a stripe. Again, it's very soft.
But I do.
Yay!
So here's Cameo. You can see that little tiny bamboo white binder.
Sorry, but Barry, hold on.
Kicked me to the curb, did you?
But I'm sorry.
And then this is Gomitolo Alga. So the same twist, the exact same gauge, but the colors and the shades and the way it's dyed are very different.
Hey, Barry,
Yes, ma'am.
how
Yep.
are colors A, B, and C joined together? Are they done using Intarsia or a?
Yeah.
Or
You
how
work
are they?
color A, and when you go to do
Uh-huh.
color B, you pick the new one that you're going to work up from under the old, and you just start working
Okay.
that across. Then you drop it, and the third C comes across. And then coming back, it's C, B, A. So A, B, C going, C, B, A coming back.
Okay, and then you just twist it on the wrong side.
Yes, always on the wrong side. Keeps
Okay.
it clean. All right. This is another piece that I've fallen in love with for many different reasons. So this is a yarn called Leisure. It's a brushed mohair, and I've mixed it with Cosmo. So there's your sequence for you. There's no hiding the sequence in this one. So Cosmo has big sequence and little sequence. I picked a color that's a minty green, but there's multicolored sequence in it. And the mohair part of it has little flecks of color. And it all just pops out as it does right off the skein of yarn. And I chose to do a slip stitch pattern. So I think it's knit 7, slip 1. You do that for so many rows, and then you change it, and one sits inside of the other. And it just added another texture. It's a subtle texture, but it changes how your eyes see it so that you see something other than the sequence. And this is Leisure. And here's Pink Cosmo. So you can see all the multicolors that are in there. And they're going to pick up all the shades that are painted into Leisure. The other thing that's fun about Leisure, if you do travel,
Yeah.
it has a handle.
Oh.
Okay, there's a little base on it, so you can pull the yarn off of there, put Cosmo in a bag, keep the two near each other, and you can just keep knitting. If you're on an airplane and you're worried about the yarn flying up the aisle like mine always does, then this keeps it from going anywhere, from hitting your neighbor or getting in your food if they serve you anything. But anyways, that's the two yarns together, and there's some beautiful, beautiful color combinations. If the metallic is not something you like, it can be done just in Leisure. Again, we're going to take you down a needle size, but the quantity of yarn won't change. You'll still be fine with what you do from Leisure.
Questions? Anybody? Yep.
3 more. We're going to be done soon. Yep, we're good. Someone said they have a dinner date coming up. We don't want you to miss out on dinner, because I know I wouldn't want to miss out on dinner. Marcy Mara, she's a designer up from the Seattle area. And I met her through another store who became friends with us and with Fontel and Carey. She's an incredible, incredible designer. And her ability to create something out of nothing is what I love most about her. She's also very giving and sharing. She knit this and she sent it to me and asked if I wanted to use this for the cruise. The answer was absolutely yes. Just look at how beautiful this is. It's all slip stitch. It's a very easy, fun pattern. I love the dynamics of it, the two colors being opposite. But it starts right down here. And Marcy has you start with a tubular cast on, and then you start working stitches in the middle, and you keep the tube at each side. So as it grows, the border stays in place. The pattern grows within the borders. So you can pick colors that are similar. You can pick colors that are very opposite. We put a bunch of really wonderful colors together. The base of this is the Ultimoda Cashmere Fine. Actually, is it? Let me check before I say that too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Cashmere Fine, and it's mixed with Prime, which was a new yarn from
Cardiff.
And it's a thin cashmere mohair. So there is no mohair in here, but it's a cashmere that they brush, and it's very thin, and you use it double so that you can match the gauge. Very sexy, seductive, really good yardage on both of these. So it doesn't take a lot of yarn.
So one color is Cashmere Fine, Ultimoda Cashmere Fine, and the other color is cashmere, 100% cashmere, called Prime Double Stranded. Yeah.
So you can keep it. You
Yeah.
can keep it where you're doing more color on color. Just make sure that there's enough distance in the color so that it shows. You don't want to do all the work and say, I wasted my time. So this is a more neutral tone on tone. And then this AM Cashmere Fine is a little bit of a heathery tweed. It's a gray, blue, and taupe. And I picked the gray blue to come with it so that you'll see them both. It looks similar to the one that we did, but ours, the original one that I showed you, is teal and gray. So this is just another option. And this will show more than the original one that I sent you. And you can also do gray. So if you just want to pick up one shade, you'll still get the tweed that's in here, but this becomes a little more subtle and stands alone. So lots of color options on that one.
Pretty.
This was the surprise in every which way. So I'll try and explain it, and you'll understand it as you see it. So on a hanger, it looks like nothing. It's a cape. And everyone I said, don't you love that? It looks like grandma. I'm not grandma. I don't want to be grandma. Let's look very old lady. And we took it off the hanger and we put it on. And when you see this on the body and you get the shoulders in place and you really see the effect of it, it no longer looks like grandma. The other thing that was best part about it is that the buttons can also go. No, the buttons can also go down a shoulder. So then it looks circular, and the buttons can go down the back. It's a beautiful feather and fan with a variation of a garter stitch thrown into it. And in here, I used AM Cashmere Fine or regular Cardiff Classic and Prime. Lots of color combinations. And in the pattern for this, there's a scarf version of it. I would say that after 2 people put this on, at least half of our knitters bought the yarn to make it. It did not look like granny on anybody. The one thing that people changed is they made it a little bit longer because depending on what you've got up here, you don't want this to stand out away from your body like a bell. You want it to drape over your shoulders. And this is probably one that I should have left with Carrie and Fontel so you could see it on a body because Mine
Yeah.
isn't the body for it to go on, but you get the idea of what it does.
I'm going to jump in here, Barry, because you're right. This is one that we should have had because Fontella and I were both not so in love with this model. And we did say to Barry, it looks like a little old lady. And we weren't that thrilled. And Barry brought it anyway, and as he does.
Because I'm stubborn.
And truly, somebody put it on, the first person who put it on, and it looks nothing like that hanging there. Even him holding it up does not represent how it looks on the body.
Especially
so-
when you put the buttons going down the shoulder,
Yeah.
the slit is over your shoulders. It was lovely. And in
yeah.
the back, the opening in the back, fabulous. So
It really is nice on. So we told him we loved it.
And
if you do
want
travel,
it longer, how
Yep.
much more yarn do you?
I think one ball.
if you're doing AM, yes.
Yeah, just use the quantity for a size bigger than what you would do. There's 3 sizes on here.
Okay. The Cardiff Classic, that's the one you're holding with Cardiff Classic, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
it's the AM Cashmere Fine.
oh, it is.
Yep. So again, like 2 colors that I showed you earlier, this would be color on color.
Uh-huh.
And so you get that little bit of halo and a little bit of a darker cream. And then the lighter cream sits underneath it and it gives it the elasticity that you need to get the drape.
Okay, so maybe I misunderstood. So they're held together, not one
Yeah.
or the other.
No,
Okay.
they're held together all the way through. So
Okay.
you can go up to a bigger needle and you get that little bit of halo all the way through.
And it's super soft, of course, because
Any kind,
cashmere
Yeah.
is
but
on
if you do
top.
any
part
kind
of
of traveling, and I
class.
know, Teresa, you travel a lot, it's a great piece because you
Yeah.
can tuck it in your purse, you can throw it in your suitcase, and you get someplace and it's cold or they got the air conditioning on refrigerator. You throw this on your shoulders. You don't have to button it at all. It can just be
Yeah.
like you have a jacket and you threw it over your shoulders.
Yeah.
So
Thank
it's
you.
really wide and nice and it just sits in place. So
Mhm.
one of my faves. All right, kids, last one. Very playful and very, very fun. So this is using Merino 6, which is just one of our standard merinos. It's a 6-ply DK. It's used in black and white. It can be used in white and black. So you don't have to keep it the way that we did it. I wanted the white to be the part that stands out and the black to play the undercurrent and the trim. A couple people wanted it reversed. It worked. It absolutely works. The one thing that's a little bit different, and you can start to see it as I come closer, is we've run a tiny, tiny strand of a yarn called paillette. It is a string, and it has a little baby sequin on it. So if you look at the black border, you can see those little sparkles. And it's run with black all the way through, and Carrie's got a sample ball of it. It is a strand of hair, and there's just little baby sequins.
Tiny.
And this was another color combination that I thought would work really, really well. So charcoal gray and camel, and then a camel sequin. You can see how tiny those sequins are. And again, if you don't like sequins, I promise not to keep saying that anymore, but if you're not a sequin person, it can come out and it doesn't affect the gauge at all because that's how thick the yarn is. It is like a strand of hair.
The thread.
Yeah.
So it won't change anything if you leave it out. I think it adds a nice effect, but it's not overwhelming. So people aren't going to look at you and go, oh my God, you're blinding me.
This sweater is beautiful on it. Again, it takes on a different look when it's on the body. It is stunning. Not that it isn't stunning there, but it is stunning on. We had it on a lot of different body types, and it looked gorgeous.
Yeah, the visual aspect of it, seeing that design is really special. Some people didn't want it as a jacket or a pullover. They wanted a wrap. So we cast on the back and just continued to knit the back, and you got a nice wrap. Somebody else wanted to do it as a poncho. We added one more repeat and did it like it's a wrap and then sewed it to create the poncho. But it's a really, really wonderful design. And that, my friends, is our Zoom for today.
Questions? Anybody? Anything you want us to go back over?
What is the
Barry,
finished
I
cut?
have a question. Yeah. Yeah, what is the finished bust size on that mosaic cardigan, please? On the one behind you, the one
yeah.
done in black and white? Yes.
It's the medium. I don't have the sizing on the tag, but on the website, all the sizes are on there, but that's the second size.
Okay. Okay.
And I need to say hi to somebody very quickly. Barbara Rose, I miss you, honey.
I miss you too.
So nice to see you on here, and your granddaughters are gorgeous and grown up. So I had to say hi to you. We miss you.
Wish I could be there.
All right.
I'd also like to just interject a little. Obviously, we kitted these things and they're on the website as they are. If for some reason you are inclined to make your own combination, do not hesitate. We're always open to that. If you want fuchsia and pink together or whatever, you can order it that way. Just put, and when in doubt, just put a little note on your order as well. But you can specify your own color combinations for everything.
Yeah, so somebody just asked a question, Fontel, if we're going to create a flyer that puts all the color combinations and these sweaters together and email it out. It's something that I would have to do, and I'm going to say for the moment, I really want everyone to use the website.
Yeah.
We put a lot of work in to create the website. It is a place for you to go, and it will look better online because the colors and the brightness and the effects that are in there, we've played with to illuminate them. When you get it just on a piece of paper, it doesn't look the same.
We've also recorded this, so you can go back and go over this Zoom again. Watch it again. If you have any questions, you can give us a call.
And Nora, you missed the first couple of them, so check out the recording and you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And before
somebody just asked, Nora asked, how many skeins would I need to make the smaller version of the unicorn poncho? Probably 4. Because 5 did that size, you probably need 1 less.
And we'd hate for you to not have enough.
Yeah,
so.
I would be really careful. It's almost worth it to have the 5 because 1 makes a really beautiful hat. But I leave that up to you because it's your money. But I say you should be careful.
Mm-hmm. And Carrie, for the Ruana version, would it be a double set, do you think?
I think a double set, yeah. I've not finished the one side, so I'm not quite sure, but I think a double set will do it.
I would guess it would be.
Probably more than enough because of all the different yarns in it, but I'm going to jump back on it. I did those 2 scarves right before we left. They really did go fast and started that Ruana. So now that we're back, I'll jump on that.
And she's taken a very predictable stitch and made something very unpredictable as far as the pattern, as far as she wearing it and whatnot. She walked in with this and I thought, oh my goodness, I love the drape around the neck, how it frames it. And the combinations of textures and colors. I think it's a very special piece.
It's not a granny square, which is what we always think when we do crochet right now, because granny squares are everything. Barbara Bunk, you asked a question real quickly about this color. Don't fall in love with that color. It doesn't exist. They canceled it.
Nope.
There's other colors on the website, and there's some beautiful colors there. There's one that's similar to it. It just has a little more yellow in it. But I finished it. We brought it on the cruise, and I had 1 ball, thinking we could order more, and came home to find out that it's a disked color. Murphy's Law.
Before we let you go, we just want to tell you we've had people asking, and of course we had everybody on our cruise that we just got off of asking, and the people who are on our Prism cruise know this, but our cruise next year is to the British Isles, and it's next August, and we meet in Amsterdam. We're going to have a little pre-cruise day in Amsterdam. We have things planned in the city. We're going to Cork, Ireland. We're going to Dublin, to Liverpool in England to walk where the Beatles have walked. We're going to Belfast, where 30 of us It's a short group, so people have already signed up, but we still have some room. Are going to have a day with Maggie Jackson. We're going to her cottage. I think Teresa's been there before. So Maggie has a day planned for us. She has a class and a goodie bag. She has lunch with Irish stew and a nip of whiskey and huge pavlova, a fashion show. I mean, it goes on and on. So that's going to be quite fun. We're going to Lerwick, to the Shetland Islands, where Jameson is. And there's a whiskey distillery and a beer distillery, and there's a lot of fun things there, to Inverness and then back to Amsterdam. And so we're planning some things along the way. We have a good group already signed up, but we had so much fun going to Iceland that if you're interested in a knitting cruise, we encourage you to sign up, because we know the ship is sold out and we still hold some property there. But when it's gone, it's gone. So I will leave you with that.
We do have somebody that's a single. So if you decide to come and you are a single as well, she is a wonderful person. Mary Ellen has shared a room with her, Beth. So Mary Ellen, if you are able to come, please come, because Beth would love to have you as her roommate again. So, but no pressure. But anyways, throwing that out there.
Little too soon to say, I think.
Okay,
but,
yeah, I understand. I understand.
Sure.
But the offer is out there.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Comments?
I have a quick question. On the
Yep.
chevron scarf, Barry, which yarn do you like better, the cameo or the Gomitolo Gala?
Ooh, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, I can't answer that. I knit them both and they both feel great.
Okay.
There's things to love about each of them. So the Gomitolo Alga, the colors are very pastel-y, very light. And on the cameo, they're more depth. There's more blues and reds and fuchsias. So it just depends what avenue you like. But they're both good.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
All right, then.
I think we're done for today. Of course, thank you for joining us. We hope that we've given you new information, shown you new designs, inspired you in our way. So thank you again for joining us, and let us know if we can help.
It's great to see everybody. Stay happy and healthy, and thank you for being here with us today. It's a real pleasure to see you all.
Yeah, bye with us. Bye, Barbara.